Hi, photography students. Here is our next lesson regarding filters, and I've kind of clumped them all together under temperature, but there are so many great and wonderful things you can do in Photoshop and Photoshop Elements, and here is your lesson and your chance to get creative. Now, in the last lesson, we were talking about this tinting tutorial, and I will link that up again because it takes you to this PDF here. And you'll recall I told you not to do black and white, well, unless you're using it to tint, and the virtual photographer. And so we're going to be talking about, first of all, I want to make you go back here and be aware of the black and white section. And if you want to make a photo black and white, there are several ways to do it. But come back in here now. Now's your chance to look again at using the gradient map to make black and white photos. That's the best way I know to make black and white photos. Something not in this tutorial that was not in that lesson. I've cropped my photo down in my working file here. So if you go to the Enhance drop-down menu and choose Convert to Black and White, you now get this handy dandy cool filter thing. And I do come in here and use this occasionally. They don't have this in the full version of Photoshop, but you can choose Newspaper, Portrait, Scenic Landscape, Urban Snapshots, and Vivid Landscape. So you see each one of them brings out something a little bit different, and then you can even move the sliders. Whoops, see, that took out everything, but here I moved it back up. But you can move and play around with the sliders to get a variety of different things with the red, green, blue, and contrast shadows. So get in here and play around. This is something in Photoshop Elements that Photoshop does not have, but you can get some really cool black and white photos using that tool. And so next, closing some of these out to save on some memory. Next, we're going to review the virtual photographer. So I've come to the site, and let me hit the back button and hit here to download it. And when you install, you need to make sure you choose the correct folder. The default is going to come up to Photoshop Elements 7. I'm in 10 right now, and it still works. And we're going to take a peek at it. It's also in that other lesson that I'm going to link you up to. So if you really want to watch more, you can go back and look at that again. But just back up to the program files, Adobe, and then choose your version, and then plugins and filter when you install it. And then after you get it installed, it's going to be in the filter drop-down menu, Optic Verb Labs, and Virtual Photographer. And here here's the main, and let's make this, I don't know if I can make it, I can't make it any smaller so you can't see it all on your screen. But there are a zillion filters in here to play with, and sometimes I forget to come in here and work with them. See, there's cherry, classic black and white. I'm under the black and white set. So if you're converting to black and white, there's a zillion different fun things to do in here with them. Ooh, I kind of like the way that it looks. And you can have the built-in filters drop down. So there's one with ambiance. I always like that word. I don't know why. Fast process. I mean, you can just pick any numerous ones, and you see they all apply a filter. And so we can go and choose the color filters. Ooh, that one didn't do too well. Each one is going to be different. Ooh, that looks kind of like a 70s big slide scan. Ha, I like it. sometimes I scan photos, old photos, and I can't correct them because even with all my skills, I can't correct them. But I can come in here and click around, and wow, it'll go, that fixed it. I like the neutral one. I've actually used that quite often because that takes out a lot of the overcast and other bad things that happen to photos. There's one called extras. They're just grouped differently than they used to in the older video. And I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm coughing in your ear. Please place some effects in this folder using the Save to Folder option in the Style panel. So I guess if one of them is my favorite, like, where's that neutral one? I don't even see it anymore. Hard steel. I'm not sure how to save it to favorites. But you can also go to the film tab. You can, wait, here you can change the exposure compensation on this page. So you can get even more effects with their defaults. You can even change and make it really grainy or not so grainy. Change it, these things, the film type. You can even change these, and you can get anything in here that you can't get other places. And I got something really weird going on there. But then you would click process and it's going to change your photo. Now I got something else to show you. So this lesson is just a fun lesson. There are actually, I am not sick. I don't know why I'm coughing. There are actually lots of actions and other things that work similarly to filters that you can use to apply to your photos. And I'm going to share one here with you that I really like. It's the Pioneer Woman Actions, and this one is for Photoshop Elements, and I can certainly link you up with this. And this also comes for the full version of Photoshop. So whether you're in Photoshop Elements or Photoshop, these are awesome. And you scroll down and it says go to the download page, and here I've already got it. And it does say for PSE 7 and 8, but these work the same in future versions. And you download them and you go to the program data, unzip them. Adobe, the Photoshop Elements, choose your version, which I'm currently in 10 and going to be downloading 11 today. So future tutorials are going to be in 11. And there are tutorials on my site to help you install actions, and I guess I should go back to that so I can show you where they are. If you click on classes and scroll down to the free lessons and plugins, this shows you how to install Virtual Photographer. And go down to 6, and here are how to install actions. And so you can watch all those handy dandy tutorials. But once we get them installed, oh, I didn't finish showing. So you go into Photo Creations and Photo Effects, and there they all are. You just drop them in there, and then you go back to Locale, NUS, and delete this media database, and then you close that out and start Photoshop Elements again and let that build, and all your actions will be in the effects, and then click this FX. And so one of the most common ones I like is this boost. So you see it says PW for Pioneer Woman, and double click it, click continue, And just like that, here's the before and here's the after. So we zoom in, before and after. Pretty darn cool. Let's hit the undo and try one of the others. See, I've cropped that down. There's a black and white, colorize, cooler, define, sharpen, dim the lights. Let's try the lovely one. And this works best if you, well, these work best if you have it in an original layer. It won't work if you don't have it as your base layer. And so there's the, oops, well, the original and lovely. So you can see these actually work a lot better in the full version of Photoshop. Let's try one more just so you can see. Soft faded. I like this one because it does the same as that neutral does. It takes out all the funky colors that sometimes get in there. See, and makes it a neutral color, and it's even kind of dreamy. And so we have before, is that right? Come on, effects palette. Yeah, before and after. So that's really pretty cool, huh? And so for this lesson, I want you to turn it either to a black and white, but I want you to use, or one of these other filters, use the virtual photographer, use some actions, get out there and play and have fun. That's what this lesson is for. And so share with us a variety of things and tell us what you used so that other people can be inspired and find new things too. And just have fun. Hey, it is fun.